everyone, my name's Christy. Welcome to a different corner. I am reorganizing my craft room and, well, reorganizing, i.e. organizing it so it's not a complete disaster. I posted a kind of the beginnings video about that process. I'll put it up here, and thank you all so much for your comments and support and, you know, all the things. Thank you for all the things. I appreciate it. Anyway, so I'm in a different corner because the corner where I normally film in is actually directly on the opposite side of this room. I moved my couch onto that wall and I forgot how absolutely massive my couch is. It doesn't look massive because it's kind of low to the ground and it has metal legs, so it's sort of off the ground. So it feels small and it's kind of curvy, but it's huge. So it basically pushed me out of that corner. And so I am now right behind the door. So if the door's right there. If it opens, it'll like hit me. So that's where I am now. So welcome to my new corner. That was a lot of explanation about this sort of space and why I don't have a blue wall over here anymore. Over here, I think it's over there. Anyway, thanks for joining me today for Flosstube 98. Ooh, so close to 100. Flosstube 98. Because I'm organizing and not currently organized, this may be a little iffy. I don't know where my normal filming glasses are. I don't have my normal table next to me, and things are just in a bag. So we're gonna hope for the best and go for it. But before we get to that, I want to welcome my new subscribers. Thank you so much for joining me on my crafty and artistic adventures, and welcome back to everyone who's been hanging out with me for however long you've been with me. It has been fantastic to get to know you in the comments here on YouTube and also on Instagram. And if you're not on Instagram, you can find me in two places. One of them is Dr_Christy. I'll put them both right here. And that's where I post like my everyday stuff, my stitching, that kind of thing. And the other one is the spoolery, which is pretty not happening at the moment, but I'm hoping it will soon. I say that every single time I film. I'm hoping that I will have things to post on there soon. I do have an idea of a cute little spool project that I kind of want to put up there. So, you know, if you want to see my cute little spool project, you can check that out there. This is a channel about embroidery and cross stitch, other textile crafts, and history and the history of all those things. So if any of that is interesting to you and you're not subscribed, I'd love to have you subscribe and stick around. Okay, so I think the plan for today is I have a finish. I have 2 whips, one of which is a new start. I have a little bit of haul and a stitch along announcement that if you follow me on Instagram at Dr_Christy, you will have seen these, and people are scrambling to find patterns if they possibly can. So that I'll talk about that in a bit. Sorry, my bag's right here. And then I have a couple other purchases. Oh, I have my planner from last year. So I want to look at sort of a retrospective of 2022, what my goals were for the year and whether I reached them. I know I didn't reach most of them, so it'll be a very disappointing goal finding. And then I have my new planner, but that just has my whips in it. Let's get started on my finish that I can show you, because I did finish a model stitch, but I can't show you that. I plan on releasing that pattern sometime this week. But my finish is my temperature drink shelf. This is my temperature stitch for 2022. It is a temperature drink shelf. You can find it in my Etsy shop down below if you want to stitch it. It is stitched on 14 count navy Aida, 2/1 full cross, and I love it. I love how the drinks look, how the glasses look on that color. I love the little knickknacks. Oh my God, I love the knickknacks. I love that little armadillo. I love the little knitting basket. This pattern was inspired by my mom and Chevis of Chevy Real Stuff podcast. And my mom is a Flame and Fiber podcast. She does a daily vlog. And this was inspired by both of them. They are knitters. And so that's why I have a little knitting basket. But they also like a good cocktail. So I thought this would be really fun. And I got to use every single color. I love it. I'm so excited. And December was wild. December was wild. So like we started December over here fairly kind of normal, a little bit warm. And then boom, after those drinks, we got cold, and then warm again and hot. We have a little orange. Yeah, that's a little gold right there. So it's done. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. No idea. I'm thinking I might actually save it and put it and make a pillow out of it with this and my 2023 temperature pattern, which is temperature birds, which I'll show you in a minute, because I think that they'll be around the same size. And so they can be a pillow, one on one side, one on the other side, and they can go on my red couch. I have a red couch over there. Anyway, first finish of 2023. I finished it, I think, on January 2nd. That leads me to my temperature pattern for 2023, which I've already mentioned, is temperature birds. And this is what it's going to look like. And here is where I am. I have my first tiny bird. Minus feet and beak. This is stitched on a 32 count Lugana by Be Stitch Me called April Showers. And I just happen to have this in my stash. I don't have a huge cross stitch fabric stash. So the fact that I had literally the exact fabric I was hoping to use, like the exact color I was hoping to use in a size that would fit this project, because it's width to width. I got to cut off the bottom, but it's width to width. So this like fit the pattern, is the color I wanted, and was in my stash. It was fate. It was fate. So this is Temperature Birds. And I work on this usually I will be working on this usually with my mom on Sunday nights. But I had to get that first little bird in. I had to get a little bird in. Look at that little bird. Oh my God. Oh my God, I love it. And this is birds on a wire. Birds on like power lines, basically. So there we go. And you can find this in my Etsy shop down below as well. And thank you all so much for, your love of my temperature patterns. There are so many of you who are stitching them, and that brings me so much joy. And you've been posting them on Instagram and tagging me, and that brings me so much joy. And I love seeing like all the personalizations that you do. Oh, and just a heads up, if you look at the pattern down, I don't remember which month it's in, but you'll see it. There's an airplane. I'm going to chart a flying saucer and release it for free. So that'll fit in that space. So if you want to stitch the airplane, feel free. It's there. But I'll also, when I get sort of close to then, we'll chart a tiny little flying saucer, because I didn't think of a flying saucer until I'd already released the pattern, or else I would have included it down at the bottom of the pattern as just like an extra little like knickknack. So I'm releasing that for free for anybody who wants it later on in the year, but I want a flying saucer in that spot. I think that would be hilarious. Hilarious. So that is my temperature birds for 2023. Oh, and we do have a hashtag. It's hashtag chaosburbs, BIRBS. I'll put it right here. Chaos Burbs. The other thing I've been stitching isn't even in its project bag because I've been leaving it out. And that is my Heaven and Earth Design Lady and the Unicorn. This is what it's going to look like. And I've started working on the lady because I had already stitched that little monkey. And so now I'm working on the lady. This is where I was before on that monkey section. And this is where I am now. So that's kind of what I've been doing. This right up here, I did most of this. I don't know how many stitches it is. I've actually been recording my stitches in my book of days, which is fantastic. So I'll be able to kind of see what that is. And I do want to put goals in my book of days. There's no place for you to put them. There's no like notes section, I don't think. But I might just kind of, decoupage and like glue in a note section and make my own note section. that's all my stitching. This may be a very short episode, but let me just make sure. This is my book of days. I got this from Stitch New England. Pam, Stitching Land of Good Enough, has a brick and mortar shop called Stitch New England, and I got this from her. And I guess I could put goals and stuff here. Maybe I'll do that. That's at the back. It's supposed to be contacts and stuff, but I think I might put goals there. But we can look at January, first week in January. So I did, right, temperature drinks, HAED, birds, worked on my craft room. Yep, that's what I did this week. So that's good. The other thing I did this week is I launched my Patreon, and I just want to thank everyone who signed up. That's like really cool. It actually blows my mind that so many of you have already signed up for my Patreon. It's a mostly history Patreon. So if you're interested in history, especially medieval history, and this spring, it'll be a lot of medieval women's history because that's the class I'm teaching. So if you're interested in that, check out my Patreon. There are different tiers, one of which gets you a pattern, one of which gets you a pattern and some happy mail, but that's linked down below, and there are already posts up, and there's a little bit of a medieval Twitter scandal video just for fun in there too. So anyway, that's all I want to say about that. I wanted to thank my patrons for joining. I really, really appreciate it. I did get some happy mail this week. One of my first stitchy friends, possibly the first stitchy friend who reached out to me, is Stitcher Trish, and she has a YouTube channel that she posts, I think, sort of once a month these days. She kind of took a break. I'll link to her Flosstube down below. She doesn't post super often, but she's stitching some really cool stuff. She and her husband also have an Etsy shop where they make project bags and scissors fobs and needle minders. And she just uploaded a whole bunch of new project bags, and they're super cute. She has one that's like vintage women's baseball teams, and a vinyl fronted one that looks like dragon scales. So if you're stitching like a dragon, I highly recommend. But she also she was inspired by me, so that's exciting that someone was inspired by me, to make a bookshelf bag, and she sent me one. So if you're stitching one of my temperature bookshelves, this would be like the perfect bag for it. So, and I think that there are 4 left. So I'll post a link to her Etsy shop down below, but they're super reasonably priced. They are well made. They're lined. And these are not vinyl fronted, but it has books on it. So if you put a bookshelf in it, it's kind of obvious. Anyway, thanks so much, Trish. I love it. It's beautiful, and it has tabs so you can hang it off of something if you want to hang it on a hook. I don't know. It's just super useful, really well made. Thank you so much for this. I think it was sort of a happy mail / birthday present, so thank you so much. Okay, so I just briefly looked over my 2022 goals, and I reached exactly 0 of them. I'm just going to read them off. I didn't reach any of them. Finish my hedgehog house quilt. I finished the hedgehog house quilt top. No, I didn't. I stitched it together, like the pieces. I'll put a picture of it here. I pieced it all together, and that's it. So that's not done. Get 45,000 stitches in my HAED. I think I'm at 35-ish. I'll put the actual number right here. Finish the River by Modern Folk Embroidery by my anniversary. That didn't happen. I'm like not even close. Make one scarf, and that's my Bayou Tapestry scarf that I showed last week. Didn't do that. Make one collar. I wanted to make like an embroidered sort of collar necklace, like Peter Pan collar necklace. Didn't do that. And finish all active whips except HAED. Well, I didn't do that because I didn't finish my River. So that was a bust. Those are my stitching goals. My personal goals are even more abysmal. Film all #365 stitch project stitching. I didn't even make it through January. It was so much work. So for those of you who are new, I have this project where it was a temperature project, and maybe I need to switch it to a not temperature project, but it was a temperature project, a temperature bookshelf, where each book was going to be in a different stitch throughout the entire year. And I was going to film them all. And basically what happened was that I just ran out of time filming. I just couldn't film them. It was last spring was a very difficult semester for me, and it was a difficult. And so I that fell away before the end of January. So that didn't work. Film 1 ASMR video per month. I think I only filmed a couple total. Post 1 history video per month. That didn't happen. And start baking again. Also didn't happen. So my 2022 goals were a complete bust. I didn't realize it was that bad. Maybe I shouldn't make 2023 goals. I will. I'll make 2023 goals and actually like look at them and try to achieve them instead of just hoping that they happen organically through osmosis. Okay, so purchases. I have a utilitarian purchase and I have some fun purchases, including a upcoming stitch along. So my utilitarian purchase is lights. Boop. Lights. Because my eyes are really bad. And so when I travel or sit anywhere except in my stitching spot, I really struggle to see what I'm stitching. And this will help me with versatility and where I can stitch. So that was one of my purchases. Another purchase was just for fun. I mentioned last week that my husband for my birthday got me a bobbin lace making kit. And so I ended up ordering just a little pack of used bobbins with spangles, because hell yeah, spangles. I want all the spangles. So that's what I got. Some of them actually have thread on them, which I will remove, but spangles. And I think some are plastic, some are wood, all are spangly. So I got that. And now for the stitch along. I was watching Nadine of Nad's X Stitch. I'll link to her Flosstube down below. She has some amazing whips. She has a recent whip parade, I think, and a planning video. She's posted all sorts of like wrap up videos. If you like mirabilias, if you like mirabilias and chatelaines, she's the girl for you. But she went to a retreat and bought a used magazine. This is Cross Stitch and Beading Magazine by Jill Oxton. It is mostly, this is issue 51. So it is mostly in, I think it's printed in the UK, but she got it for the fat mermaids. And I saw that and I literally paused the video and started searching for this issue because I gotta show you. And I posted this on Instagram and people went wild. Look at those fat mermaids. Oh my God. So I told her that I got it and that we need to SAL. We need to do a fat mermaid SAL. So starting on February 1st, Nadine and I are going to do hashtag fat mermaid SAL. And I'm going to be stitching so many of these. I'm making brooches. In fact, the first one that I'm going to do is going to be a very small one. And I'm going to put it, my phone case, I can't show you because I'm recording on it, but my phone case is clear. And my plan was to like embroider something and put it on there. Oh no, I'm cross stitching a fat mermaid and sticking it in the inside of that case. I love a fat mermaid. That is amazing. So I'm actually going to do, no, not that one. I'm going to do, I really love this little red one here, but I'm going to do her in the blue colorway with dark brown hair because my normal hair color is dark brown. And that's kind of what I go back to when I, you know, when I feel like it. I'm so excited. And then I also really love the Circe. I thought that was really pretty. And there are other things in here. I mean, everything in here is really beautiful. How to make beaded bags. There's some runes in here. A couple of you really like that pug. Anyway, there's some super cute things in here. Look at those bags. But hashtag Fat Mermaid SAL. I'm in. February 1st. If you can get your hands on this, there was a copy on Etsy. I don't know if it's still there. There may be other copies. I know in the US it'll be difficult to find. It may be easier to find in the UK. I hope you can find one because we're SALing Fat Mermaids. and I'm so excited. So that is my video for the day, for the week. That's my Flosstube 98. Flosstube 98, people. Almost to 100. Very exciting. Very exciting. My video, I'm going to have a video in the middle of the week that will be just a new pattern release. Be forewarned, this new pattern is not safe for work. It is vulgar and possibly highly offensive. Not safe for work. Some of you are super excited, and I know you're waiting for it. I have finished my model stitch. I have taken the pictures, and I'm going to kind of finalize the pattern and get that released this week. So you can look for that probably Wednesday, possibly Thursday. Classes start on Wednesday, so I'm a little bit swamped this week to getting my classes ready, but that should be a pretty quick video. And then I'll have my normal video next week, my normal Flosstube video next week. I'm so excited about the release. I'm so excited about the Fat Mermaid SAL. I'm excited about my semester starting. I'm excited about Patreon. I'm excited about everyone stitching, temperature, drink shelves and libraries and birds and aliens, space invaders. I'm just very, feeling very positive. So I hope you are feeling as good as I am feeling, and hope you have a wonderful week full of all the things that bring you joy and make you happy, because there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now that is not happy. And so sometimes you got to make our own happiness. And I hope that you are able to do that. Yeah. Thanks so much for watching. Please take good care of yourselves and have a good one. Bye.